Hey, how you doing? Just getting ready to go for a ride, and I thought I'd take this opportunity to talk to you about MC life. Yeah, motorcycle clubs, that's right. 8 years with a motorcycle club, and I'm going to tell you all about it, what it was really like. Let's get on the bike. Let's go for a ride. Let's talk about MC life. Well, not all MC life, my MC life. In my last video, I talked about how I was a hang-around member for an MC in Australia. Now, I spent about 8 years with that club, but where did it all really start for me? Well, it started when I was a kid. Didn't have any father figures or positive role models growing up. I come from an abusive family. There was always that lack. There was always that sense of, I need this in my life, that sense of belonging, brotherhood, the whole father figure, all that kind of crap. When I was in my teens, all I wanted to do was become a biker. I'd seen it, I'd been exposed to it, some of my family friends were outlaw bikers. I watched a lot of movies like Easy Riders and Hell's Angels Forever, and I started buying all the magazines, Easy Riders, Live to Ride, Biker, all of that stuff, just as much as I could get. I started dressing like a biker, I'd wear the Harley buckles and leather jacket, and oh man, I was just all about it. I just wanted to be a biker. Now back then, this was, I'm talking 80s, bikers were an old school breed, we used to go into the Harley shop and look around, and they'd just be like, hey, young punk kids, want to be bikers, whatever. And we were. Me and all my friends, all we ever dreamed about was one day buying Harleys and being outlaw bikers. And as all kids, we'd grow up, we'd move on with life, I started tattooing and I started traveling. I started moving around the world, but I never really, forgot about that lifestyle, It was always in the back of my mind, I always loved the biker lifestyle, still read the magazines. And of course, tattooing exposed me to a lot of bikers. I tattooed a lot of club members throughout my years, I never really had much to do with it. I partied with them occasionally, even went and drag raced my car at one of their events, It was a highlight of my bloody life at that point. I was like 19, 20, I think. So many years later, I ended up in Australia, and I started working for a gentleman who was a member of an MC, and it's one of the big international MCs, one of the big four as they call it. And I went, oh wow. Well, okay, I finally get to see what this life is really about. I started going to the clubhouse, became friends with a lot of the members, and went, yeah, this is cool. These guys are awesome. But the one thing I did notice, was it was never really about bikes. They never talked about these things. Sure, they all rode. They had to. It's part of their constitution. If you don't ride, you're not an MC member. That's what I thought initially, anyway. There was always club runs, there was rides, stuff like that. I never went on any of them. The simple fact that I didn't know how to ride a bike. So even when they offered me a patch and they were going to buy me a bike, I didn't know how to ride. Okay, I better learn how to ride real quick. And it wasn't until my friend, who was president of another chapter, told me a story about when he got recruited into the club. He went and bought a bike and had them deliver it to his house because he didn't know how to ride. And he rode around his front yard, learning how to ride a Harley, just so he could be part of this club. Which although was pretty cool, And don't get me wrong, my friend, he rode some amazing bikes, beautiful bikes. And that's what it was really about for me. It was the bikes, the lifestyle, the brotherhood, everything I'd seen in the movies, that's what I wanted to be a part of, I was like, yeah. Heck yeah, this is awesome. I'm going to be a part of this world. Yeah, fuck yeah, made it. After a few years of being around the club, I started realizing that it wasn't about these things. It wasn't about that at all. It was about what they could gain, financially mostly. For many of the new members, and don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about, the OGs, the original outlaw dudes who started these chapters, they were cool guys, and I knew one of the founding members of the Australian chapter. He was a great guy who I really respected. You know, they were the original outlaws. Love those guys, you know. Talking around 2006, 2007, things started changing. The introduction of the Nike bikie was a big thing, you know. Go Google Nike bikie, you'll see what I mean. So there was a big influx of new blood into the MC world. For me, that's not what being an outlaw was. These guys were just all about the partying, the Nike, the Gucci's, the bum bags, you know, the designer drugs, the lavish lifestyles and all that. And I'm like, hang on, no, you know, I don't want to wash my jeans for 6 weeks. I want to spill beer oil and grease over them. I want to fucking, you know, people can smell me before they see me. I want to be one of those old outlaw bikers, man. For me, I remember back to when I watched Hell's Angels Forever, Big Vinny.
You know, teaching my brother, you know what I'm saying? They brought me down here, they introduced me to Sandy, I became his prospect. I prospected it for him, Fairly Nomads. Then the night he got shot, I was a prospect, and I went for the guy who had the gun, and I got voted the next day, you know?
I saw that dude and I went, whoa, man, that's cool. That's what an outlaw biker is. One who will stand up, you know, and die for his brother. Yeah, that was it for me. So this new crowd that was coming out, I was like, oh, yeah, not really representative of what the outlaw biker image or world really is. So I kind of, you know, I ended up moving away from the scene anyway. You know, ended up with another club, completely different change of life. You know, I was still attached to the MC. You know, I still had a lot of friends that I had contact with. A new chapter had just been opened up in Brisbane. And the president, who was a friend of mine, invited me along to the clubhouse. He's like, come down, bro, come check it out. And I was like, yeah, okay, cool, I'll come down and check it out. You know, it's because of my brother, you know. And I went down, I was sitting there with him. And again, he's like, bro, when are you going to patch in? Bro, it's not going to happen, bro. It's not my world, you know. I don't even ride a bike. I don't own one. He said to me, well, bro, neither do half my members. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, it's all about numbers at the moment. We're just trying to build numbers. A couple of these guys don't even own bikes. I'm like, hang on, isn't it a motorcycle club? And he said to me, no, bro, it's just about numbers. Man, come on, no way. That's when I left. That's when I completely walked away. Yeah, that's not what I signed up for. You know, that's not the world that I thought it was going to be. You know, that chapter ended up closing down, as did with most of the Queensland chapters. You know, some shit went down in, I think it was 2013, 2014. It changed the whole landscape for, you know, outlaw bikers in Australia. It really did. So what, you know, for me, that life was just, it wasn't what I expected. It really wasn't, you know. All I saw from that was, you know, brothers lying to brothers, brothers stealing from brothers, you know. It just became nothing but money, you know, and who you could rip off, you know, drug deals, all this kind of stuff. You know, it wasn't the outlaw biker world that I saw. You know, the outlaw biker world I was interested in was where we all go party and hang out with brothers. There was no other bullshit. Occasionally you punch on with another club or whatever, you know, you have a dust up, you drink some beers, you go party. It's not like that anymore, you know, and it's a shame. It's a real shame, you know, because it was one of the last bastions of true warrior society, you know, and I firmly believe that.
The only thing that even comes close is possibly Greek or Roman warrior societies, which were based on honor and bravery.
You know, the amount of respect and integrity that they had in the beginning was just amazing. It's not there anymore. And I can't speak for all clubs, and I won't. I can only speak about my experiences with that MC and what their life was like and why it was just not what I expected. It was nowhere even close to it. You know, I never wanted to be a criminal. I never wanted to hurt people. I just wanted to ride bikes and hang out with good people. You know, and I do that now. I don't need to be a part of a club to do that. In fact, the only club I am with is Indian Motorcycle Riders Group, and I haven't even ridden with them yet. But for me now, it's about having that freedom, and it's always been about freedom. You know, I thought being an outlaw biker was the ultimate freedom. Hitting the road with your brothers, just no destination. Riding together, you know, living that life, being beside each other. You can do that without being part of a club, trust me. I do it now. I ride wherever I want, whenever I want, with whomever I want. And I enjoy life. I don't have all the stresses. I'm happier. I found peace. And when I ride, when I get on this bike, it takes me back to when I was a teen and I wanted to live that lifestyle. And I picture myself riding across America.
Shook my hand, no was all he said.
You know, on a Harley, big ape hangers, feeling that wind in my bald head and enjoying life and living free. And that's how I live my life now. And that's how I'm always going to live my life, free and in the wind. And you can too. Thank you so much for coming and listening to another story about my life and my MC life. I really enjoy putting these together and getting them out there, and I really appreciate all your feedback, all your comments, all the messages of support, everything. It means the world to me. I am going to be doing a lot more like this in the future. So if you want to see more, please feel free to give us a big like on this video, subscribe down below, and hit that little bell to get notified of new videos, which come out every Sunday night, 7 p.m. on my channel, Mr. Brad Raven on YouTube. So I'll see you all on Sunday night. See you out on the road. Be safe and be kind. Peace out, y'all.